Thursday again, back rocking with your man Sean, aka Beats on T. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You're watching the Brotherhood. This week's topic is forgiveness. So this is going to be a little special type of day. I got my anniversary gift from my wife finally. Super excited. I've been looking at these kicks for about a month now. Not too crazy long, but long enough that she took notice. And we celebrated being married 2 years this year, so been together way longer than that. You know what I mean? Baby girl was there from before I even came out as trans. So she's seen it all, and I'm blessed and fortunate enough to be able to say that she's loved me through it all and is still here. And I feel like we're stronger now than we ever was in the past. Not to mention, everything that she came with, including my crazy ass in-laws. I love them to death, and I wouldn't trade not near one of their crazy asses in for the world. We're not gonna ramble on about the family. So long story short, baby girl hooked me up with these sneaks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take a look at them while I talk to y'all about forgiveness, if that's all right with y'all. Because I'm super stoked and I'm super busy, so I'm gonna try to knock out a few birds with one stone. I need to get to work on this album that I want done ASAP. So I'm trying to get done like with all of this now so I can do that. That's where I'm at with it. So basically, honestly, with forgiveness, I think the biggest thing for me is compassion and understanding. Me personally, I'm not going to say I cannot, but I struggle. And I've thus far been unable to forgive without understanding, which you can't always gain understanding because you're not always able to get an answer from people for why they do what they did, or a background on it. For example, like getting a story that leads up to why they came to the decision. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I can see why you would end up resorting to what you did. That doesn't make it right, doesn't justify it, not trying to pacify or anything like that, but it makes it more understandable, and sometimes it makes it a little bit easier for you to forgive, but at the same time, you're not always able to get those answers, and some people like to portray themselves like, oh, that's just me, this is what I do, but in reality, it's like, nah, people not just like that. People not just hateful. People not just deceitful, liars and shit like that. Like, it's circumstances and things that make them that way, you know what I mean? So, me personally, I need some type of understanding. So me, I struggle forgiving unless I have like some type of clarification on why it happened or why you did what you did and shit like that. But you don't always get it, and you gotta find a way to move on sometimes, Bruh. Yo, I'm hyped as hell, yo. So they are the Outlaw Edition. You know what I'm saying? Tupac had the group, the Outlaws. So this is what they are. It's the Patrick Ewings. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like super stoked. They the 33 highs, the Outlaw Edition, like I said. Let me see. They basically like black and white. I'm super hyped right now. Like, y'all don't even know. Been waiting on these bad boys. Word. Oh man. Yo, that's dope. That's super dope. Hold on, y'all. I'll show you in a second. I just gotta check them out because a couple of people were saying that they had they got their shoes and it was like legit from the company and all that. Wasn't no replicas. They was authentic. And they was just like not up to par. But I gotta honestly say, I'm not seeing anything wrong with them. They're fucking beautiful. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So I'm like really loving them. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, I got the little, we got the little iconic Ball on there, you know what I mean? Definitely a dope cop, you know what I'm saying? So, you can't really see because of the glare, but yo, these joints is... Yeah, I can't wait to rock these. Yo, I might have to do it. I might have to break out a black button up with a motherfucking, a gray and white tie or something. Throw them joints on, you know? Tomorrow, show them how to do it. You know, be on, you're grown and sexy, but you're chill at the same time, you know what I mean? But, back to it. Like I said, though, compassion and understanding for me is the easiest way to go about forgiving somebody, you know what I mean? But, for real, let me fix my headroom. My shit all fucked up. For real, I mean, like I said, but I guess, how do you do that? That's better. How do you forgive somebody if you do better with understanding why, if that makes it easier for you to forgive, and you can't get that why answered, or they want to be viewed as an asshole, because some people feel like if they're viewed to be an asshole or just an all-around dickhead, it's gonna make them less likely to get hurt. Some people wanna, you know, make it look like they just have that outer exterior and like there's nothing inside of them, you know. And again, like I already said, there's things that lead people to that point in their lives where they want to give off that vibe, and they want to give off, they want to, you know, assume that persona, you know, however you want to word it. Y'all know what I'm basically trying to say. But you might not always be able to get the answers that you need if you're the type of person that can do better forgiving if you're able to ask why. What do you do in a situation like that? Well, in that situation, you still got to try to extend compassion and understanding and look for your own answers. You got to ask yourself, what has that person been through? You got to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, what have they experienced to get them to that point? And you have to be mindful that it's something that's happened that has gotten them to that point, you know. That doesn't mean that you need to tolerate, you know, toxic people and toxic situations and shit like that, and bad energy, allowing it to infiltrate your space and all of that. But, you know, it could better help you let go if you understand, you know, the circumstances, for me anyway, you know. And like my brothers had mentioned before, I can't remember if it was Cool that said it or Kason. So one of them did mention how you can forgive somebody and still be like no, I'm good on you, like I'm cool, you know. You would basically just revert back to the beginning stages, which sometimes can be easier said than done, but it's more or less like, look, you know, you and I was vibing on this level before, and it got me to a place where I wasn't okay with what transpired, so I had to take a step back, so you and I just gonna rock out on this level. So that could mean that y'all still cordial, you know, when y'all cross paths in different, you know, atmospheres. Y'all may, you know, bust it up for a few moments, you know, the same way you would just being friendly with anybody in conversation. And then, you know, you keep it moving. That don't mean you gotta chill with them on a regular basis and, you know, invite them to your crib and be hanging with them, you know, out and about and all that. You don't like... You don't gotta do all that, you know what I'm saying. And if they do invite you, like, nah, I'm cool, you know, I'd rather, you know, do this or that, you know what I'm saying. I got plans, whatever, you know what I'm saying. You don't really gotta fully engage with them anymore. And if you choose not to be bothered with them at all, again, the only way to truly know that you've forgiven somebody is if you're able to still be cordial with them. Otherwise, you gotta still be holding on to something, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, if it's a situation where it's like y'all really beefed, you know what I mean, and it's just like, oh, ain't no issue no more, but I wouldn't never speak to him, like, you still gotta think, like, it's still gotta be something there if you have an issue speaking. You know, even if it's just as simple as, you know, acknowledging, you know, I see you, you see me, what's up, you know. Because to act like you don't know someone and you do still indicates that it was something there at some point, because you're going to see them and there may not be like any specific emotion that comes up, but you're going to connect with that being, you know what I'm saying? And something is going to come out emotionally, even if it's like the blah-ist of feelings, you know what I'm saying? It made no sense, but it did at the same time, you know what I mean? So, but I don't know, yo. I mean, the biggest piece of advice I can give you with trying to forgive anybody, from my experiences, is compassionate understanding. You have to take into consideration how they got to the point that they're at, and not all people are gonna do that for you. But it's not up to you to. You don't meet them with what they give you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put out what you want to get back. You know what I mean? And you don't ever belittle yourself and who you are as a man or as a woman to come down to somebody else's pettiness. I know sometimes that's hard because, yo, people be irking, you know. I mean, I love people to death. I'm a social butterfly, but at the same time, I fucking hate people, you know. But compassionate understanding basically is the biggest thing that I think ties into practicing forgiveness. You know what I mean? I'm proud of myself. This was pretty quick this time. I'm getting better for this topic anyway. Hopefully I can stick to it next week. But again, thank you for rocking with your Thursday man, Sean, aka Beats on T. You've been watching The Brotherhood. Peace.